I was shown various celebrities, members of the judiciary and politicians, on their way to hell for using charms to help them perform well, attain high positions, and also become famous. I saw one popular actress in Ghana who places a charm in between her breasts so that she would charm people. She and many others also using charms to act were on their way to hell. I also saw many gospel and secular singers who were also on their way to hell for using charms to perform and record their albums. I was shown bodybuilders who were using certain potions to smear their bodies so they would be strong and win laurels. All these were on their way to hell as well. Footballers in hell. I then saw a 12-year-old boy who was a footballer. I asked the Lord why he was there, and the Lord said, because he was into a cult. His teacher led him into this practice so could be a great footballer. He was taken to an occultist for charms and special oil to play well. I also saw another footballer from Brazil. He went to a wizard to help him play in the league. He refused to go back to thank the wizard, so he died on the pitch one day whilst playing a football match. I also saw Marc Vivien Foé, the Cameroonian footballer who died during a football match in France in 2003. He went to the Queen of the Coast 4 powers to play in the African Cup of Nations. After obtaining the powers, he was supposed to sacrifice his mother to the Queen of the Coast, but refused to do it. So, during that fateful day, a spirit from the Water Kingdom struck his heart and killed him instantly on the pitch. So he was in hell for the occultism. In hell I saw him holding a human skull. Footballers and fans on their way to hell. I was then shown many teams and their supporters on their way to hell through the tunnels. The first team I saw was Chelsea Football Club. They were being led by Ivan Novak and followed by the other players in a straight line. They all had diverse items in their hands. Some had incense, oil, sacred rings, and other things. I was then shown how all those who followed and supported this team with their hearts were all following them in the tunnel to hellfire. I was then shown Ronaldinho and certain young boys in the age range of 8-13 years. These boys were learning to play like him. I then saw a strange-looking demon in the various forms, namely form of a woman, a monkey, and had wings like a bat. This is the demon that helps him to play well. So when these boys started rehearsing, this demon manifests and enters them. I saw him and all his fans, supporters, and the boys who are seeking to play like him walking in the tunnel on their way to hell. The next football star I saw was Kaká. He had a Bible in his right hand and a football in the left hand. I then saw a demon come to him and told him, "Follow me, and I would show you the path of life." This demon then took the Bible and placed it in his left hand and the football in his right hand. Sadly, this demon was leading him to hell too. I then saw a man who told him in Portuguese that you can be a Christian, but everything you want to do in football I would do it for you. This man then did some rituals and a demon appeared. Then he put some liquid upon his head, and the demon entered into him. He then began to play skillfully. I saw Brazilian teenage footballers all following him to hell. I was then shown some people who were walking silently to hell, and they were the Brazilian football teams. I asked the Lord Jesus, "What have they done?" And he said it is because of idolatry. This because football is a god, and those who support it will eventually end up in hell. I then saw Pelé went into a cemetery at night to invoke a demon. This demon came to the players, and strange oil was rubbed on them, and were asked not to touch any woman. Then I saw a strange demon, with the head of a man, but the body of calf. This demon was leading the team including the old players, like Pelé and others. I also saw the majority of Brazilians following them silently to hell because of the passion for football. I saw many footballers using rings, special oils, and other occult paraphernalia to ply their trade. However, the sad thing is, all these players were walking straight to hell together with their supporters. I saw the France football team also being led by Zidane and other former players. Their fans and supporters were all following them to hell, and after this, I then saw the Egyptian national team being led by Abutrika, and all were on their way to hell as well. The team was being led to demons in the form of cows. The major demon which helped them win the African Cup of Nations 7 times was Osiris. I was then shown all the teams of the world including the national team of Ghana, the Black Stars being followed by their supporters and fans. I then asked the Lord Jesus, why is it so? And he said, because they all belong to the enemy and are involved into the occult practices. Then the Lord said, I should warn that no one who is into occult can come to his kingdom. I saw all the football clubs arranged in levels on their way to hell silently and followed closely by their fans. All the young boys who are following the professional footballers were all following them to hell. Some of these boys do not go to the fetish themselves, but their teachers and coaches go for the occult powers and give them the items and instructions on what to do. Christians in football. I was then shown 2 Christian teams playing a football match, and demons came there in the form of bears to sit and watch the match. They were so happy and waving. Other demons also appeared from the ground to manipulate the match, as though they were the coaches, and even when Christians were playing a match, the demons had a right to be present, because football is a game which was designed by Lucifer to deceive many into hell. I then saw a different church match, and one man went to consult a cult to win the match. He was given a clock to go to cemetery, to sleep there from 12 midnight till 6 a.m. He then placed the clock near the opposing church's pole, so they would win the match. The other team too had a man go to another fetish, who gave him a strange liquid which he sprinkled on their jerseys. The demons then possessed the players, and they played by the power of dwarfs on the field.